Well, it's not over yet.
No, it is not. No, thankfully, the last 5 hours or so of the steady rainfall, and a lot of it actually starting to move north of New York City right now. But it's been an unbelievable month. Now we're closing in on 4 inches of rain in New York City.
Wow.
The normal monthly rainfall for May is about 4.5 inches of rain. So, I mean, you're talking about, in 30, 36 hours, almost a month's worth of rainfall. It's just incredible. It's been teeming all night long. Finally, on the west side, you can get off the bus and you're not, standing under a fire hose. It's not like that now. The rain is starting to wind down a little bit. We still have several more hours where we can stack up some rainfall totals, though. We're at 60 degrees, a north-northeast wind 6 to 20. The barometer's on the fall now, and the high only 63. We're going to do much better tomorrow. Upper 70s is the normal. We could actually be above that by tomorrow afternoon. Look at the new rainfall totals, and we're still climbing here. But over the last hour, we got a lot of rainfall, up near 4 inches of rain now. There are your sunrise and sunset times for Saturday, which will be much better, but we will have to do a lot of drying out. So at 7 a.m., 61, still going to be a stray shower north and east of New York City, although there could also be some breaks in the clouds south and west. By noon, it is brightening up. It's a little breezy out of the west-northwest, 73, up near 80 during the afternoon. Just a stray storm around, and that's the only concern I have about the Belmont, is the day is drying out. The track will be muddy. There might be just a stray shower late in the day towards start time, but hopefully it avoids the track. Meanwhile, as we go through the evening hours, partly cloudy skies at 8 o'clock. So you can see how a big slug of rainfall through the Hudson Valley, Connecticut, and even thunderstorms over Suffolk County again, lifting north. Same thing, New York City. But let's zoom into the 5 boroughs where it's quieter and look at Hoboken, which was pouring earlier, but now a break. And on Madison Street, right here in Hoboken, that's where meteorologist Jeff Smith is. Jeff, our Doppler radar estimates over 3 inches in Hoboken, and I hear you have proof.
Madison Street might want to be called Madison River because we're taking a look at it right now, and cars trying to negotiate through here. We saw one car actually stall out, and the guy had to push the car into the ShopRite parking lot here. Ton of water on the streets. The funny thing is, Lee, when we were driving over, there wasn't a whole lot of traffic for a Friday night, so people were definitely heeding the warnings, all these flood warnings that we had. Another thing that we saw that was kind of on a positive note, people who initially were driving into areas where water covered the road, they were backing their cars up. They knew to turn around in that type of situation, so that was some good news. Our photographer, John Lyles, took some of these shots earlier. In some cases, as the cars went by, it was creating massive waves of water that was splashing up onto the sidewalk in these areas. Also, before the storm, Hoboken offered discounting parking at 2 garages as a precaution, and crews cleaned storm drains and manholes. But this is what it still looks like in a city that has a really tough time with major rainstorms. Mayor Don Zimmer even activated the emergency response team. But in Hoboken, as we've learned so many times, water tends to find a way into the streets of this city in a rainstorm of this magnitude, and we've had at least 3.5 inches, I think, Lee, in this situation. Just incredible amounts of rain here. Again, Madison Street here between 9th and 10th in Hoboken, literally a river right now, so best to avoid tonight. Lee?
Thank you, Jeff. Safe trip back to New York City. In the meantime, we have had those pictures repeated across Long Island. We just got tremendous amounts of rain in a short period of time during the evening hours. Now, we're going to go into about a 2-hour period where the rain is lighter, but then there's the circulation that once was Andrea, now called a post-tropical storm, but still some heavy rain that'll have to curl through the area over the next several hours and then be north of the area by about 4 a.m. Maybe it's 5 or 6 a.m. on the east end of Long Island and Connecticut. After that, we get into some breaks in the clouds. Just concerned about this little disturbance here coming up in the flow and just giving us a scattered storm in the afternoon once we get the sun and things start heating up. But notice the heaviest rainfall lifting to the north by daybreak, some brightening, same thing by noontime, and just that stray shower in the afternoon. The futurecast not even showing much on it. So sun and a storm tomorrow, much better, but a lot of drying out to do. Here's your AccuWeather forecast at 7 a.m. Mostly cloudy. There's a stray shower around. They'll still be ponding on area roads. Be really careful near the shoulders and everything, and your travel can still be slowed down tomorrow morning. Sunny breaks tomorrow, warming up, much better day tomorrow night. Beautiful Saturday night at 64. Your 7-day shows a great looking Sunday at 81. We're just not in a great pattern though, so we get unsettled again early next week before we dry out in a week's time. Much more tomorrow morning with Amy Freeze. It's been a long, wet day.
Yeah, you're right about that. Okay,
Good
thanks,
job,
Lee.